Welcome back to the Road Show this morning. The Buzz. Last week, we told you how stimulant-enhanced alcoholic beverages have already been banned at URI after more than 30 concert-goers were treated at the Ryan Center. I mean, they got really sick.
Remember, we didn't know what it was at first?
Right, yeah.
And now
it was like a food poisoning.
Yeah, who knew,
right? All right, what's going on?
Well, now, about a dozen, we've learned, had to be transported to the hospital with alcohol-related ailments. Now, the drinks are basically caffeine and booze all packed into one can. You might remember that people were worried about even Red Bull and vodka. Same kind of concept, stimulant, depressant at the same time can be dangerous, but this is so much more problematic. So now a local lawmaker wants to ban them from the entire state of Rhode Island. Senator Tassoni says the banning legislation is now being crafted, and while he acknowledges there could be some opposition for alcohol by alcohol lobbyists, he thinks the dangers of the drink outweigh anyone who would argue that the drink should be legal throughout the country. Take a look.
Times the limit of alcohol in one drink. I think obviously it goes down pretty good, and then just all of a sudden it hits you with the caffeine, makes it an issue, and it's a recipe for disaster.
Now, Ben has said that he is willing to share a little bit about this, but you have tried this drink before, and it really was surprising for you, right?
I heard so much about it, and you know, first off, it's a drink that's targeted towards kids. Let's be honest. So I
not
think
kids, underage kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, maybe.
Young college kids that are underage.
Let's be honest.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I get what you're saying.
I mean, you know, somebody sophisticated that normally has a martini or a glass of wine isn't
not going to drink the same.
Pulling out a Four Loko. That being said, I tried it. It was. You could tell just from drinking it that it wasn't your normal Red Bull and vodka. It wasn't another type of mixed drink. It was very very acidic. It was. You could
super sweet
from one drink.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm not proud of this, but I like to think you know, I can handle my own. From one drink, you could tell it just you felt off.
Well, and you had
I mean, if these kids are partying and had 3 or 4 of them, forget it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're very amped up, so you're kind of on edge, and it's just one of these drinks. You can tell you had something, and the way the alcohol sets in, because it is, I think they said, it's a shot of caffeine with maybe 5 or 6 shots of alcohol.
Yeah.
I believe it's 12% alcohol, which is, you know, almost 3 times as much as a beer. And you know, like I said, they're targeted towards college kids who are pounding these things or drinking them before they go to the bar, and it's just, I think it's just bad news written all over it. I didn't enjoy the taste, but it was very, it wasn't a normal drink, and I felt as soon as I had one that something was a little off.
The thing that surprises me too is that, you know, there are people who, you know, are drinkers, sometimes binge drinkers, but even they are surprised and caught off guard by just how quickly the effects of this drink can be felt.
Well, I mean, people get completely crushed and in a lot of trouble on normal beer, you know, and shots. You know, we had these when I was in college. I forget. I'm not going to give what we did in college because it's not. It's not public consumption, but it was stupid, and it was for normal, you know, run-of-the-mill stuff you can find that you know anyone drinks casually. You know, until it's why do we have to make things more dangerous? I don't get it. Like, what's the point? I know. It appeals to, like you said, it's like drinking Kool-Aid, but it just whacks you out.
You know, it kind of reminds me of that whole jackass culture, you know, taking from one thing that's stupid and just taking it to the extreme. But the question is, do you guys think it should actually be banned from college campuses?
Yes, I do.
I think they need to do some serious studies on it.
Last time I checked, booze in general should be banned from college campuses because most of the kids that are there aren't 21.
I think they really need to...
I think in your sophomore year you might, but you're right, there are
you
plenty who are
turn 21, you know, through college.
Yeah, when you're usually like between your junior and senior year in college.
Okay,
but I think
I can't do that now. It's too early.
If individual states, though, are going to go try to ban it, I literally think the government has to step in and maybe do some tests on it or something because, you know, how many of these kids have gone to concerts at URI and probably partied and been fine? And now these drinks show up and 30 kids are you know, feeling under the weather, and 12 of them go to the hospital.
Yeah.
I think they need to do some tests on it because it hasn't been out that long either where they really know, you know, the effects of these things. And I can tell you from experience, it was... One of these things was I was like, ugh, not my style.
Last thing that kids need is for alcohol to taste better when it goes down.
Yeah.
You know, because I had my first beer, my first drink when I was 21 or however old I was, and I was like, ugh, but it's an acquired taste. So this makes it more enjoyable, and you get twice as blasted.
You on as you're saying this.
It just doesn't make sense.
What I think is interesting, Courtney, is that we have a big mix of people on our live blog. We've got kids who are in college, we've got parents, so I'm really curious to hear what people are saying this morning.
We do, absolutely, and on the Facebook page as well. This has sparked a ton of comments this morning. morning, and most of them, which surprised me, are actually want people to make the decision to drink this. So not necessarily banning it, just letting them be responsible for themselves. But we'll start here on the live blog on foxprovidence.com, and this one's from E-Rock, and he says the drinks are strong, but banning it for the entire state is a little excessive. And J.L. Marnell says sounds gross, but if people want to drink them, we should let them. Here's a look at the poll here on right underneath the live blog on our homepage. Do you think stimulant-enhanced alcoholic beverages should be banned in Rhode Island? Your choices are A, yes, those drinks can be dangerous, or B, no, they're okay if people are responsible. And here's Amanda Spitznagel says, well, I tried one the other day, and I can see what they mean. I drank half a can and was sick for 2 days. It's the caffeine. There should never be that much caffeine in one can. And Mike Recchia says, no, people have the right to make their own decisions, or at least we're supposed to. So if you do feel differently, I'd like to see more people who would like it to be banned in Rhode Island, and we can chat about that on the live blog. But I'll be back with those poll results at the end of the show. For now, back into the kitchen with Lobster Fra Diablo and Lily. What's going on in there?